The Houston Astros are hotter than a Texas summer. Riding a 10-game win streak, the Astros have created some separation in the West Division between themselves and the rest of the pack. Your Rangers begin a week-long road trip tonight, hoping that the Astros streak has run its course. Ross Detweiler hopes to build on his encouraging last start, which showed marked improvement. The battle for the Silver Boot continues as the Rangers beat the Astros next on Fox Sports Southwest. Texas Rangers baseball is presented by AT&T UVerse TV. From Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, the Texas Rangers getting set to take on the Houston Astros in the first of a 3-game series. And welcome in, everyone, along with Mark McLemore. Steve Busby, glad to have you with us on this evening of Ranger baseball coming up. Rangers next now starting a road trip that will stop in Houston and then on to Tampa Bay. 7 games in 7 days, and the Rangers looking forward to taking on these Houston Astros and Dallas Keuchel, who has just been crowned the American League Pitcher of the Month, Mac.
Well, he did that for a reason. This guy is a very, very good pitcher. We've seen him grow over the last couple of years, and especially getting off to a great start. 3-0. You see where his numbers are, a microscopic .73 ERA, which is first in the American League. Opponents are only hitting 201 off of him. He's doing such an incredible job. And this is a ground ball pitcher. He's got 2/3 of his outs come by the ground ball. So he's done an outstanding job. And over the years, he seemed to have handled the Rangers extremely well.
Well, the Rangers saw him one time this year already. That was in Arlington. And they were able to scratch a couple of runs off him, which nobody else had been able to do. So a good omen there. But they're meeting an Astros team that is playing to a 10-game winning streak. And they are as hot mentally as they are physically. We'll come back to Minute Maid Park for a little bit more of our pregame right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. On Fox Sports Southwest, it's brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. The EcoBoost Challenge is on at your Texas Ford dealer. Get to your best in Texas Ford dealer today. By AT&T UVerse TV. UVerse has more live TV channels on the go than cable. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. A gorgeous night down here in Houston. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the first pitch for you from Minute Maid Park right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Into the 16th year for the Astros in this great ballpark. And Astros come in tonight, the hottest team in baseball, that 10-game winning streak. They are 18-7, and they lead the American League West by 7 full games over the Los Angeles Angels. They are 9.5 games ahead of the Texas Rangers. Rangers come in 5th place in the division. They are 8-16, and you have to go back to the year 2001 to find a team that has had a lead the size of Houston this early in the season after only 25 games, having a 7+ game lead. And that, as a matter of fact, was a team that Mark McLemore played on, and we'll talk about that 2001 Seattle Mariner team as the evening goes on. Has a lot of relevance to what's happening here in Houston with the Astros. So the Astros and Rangers getting set to lock horns in game number 1 of this 3-game set. Jeff Bannister back home. He grew up in the Houston area. Went to Lamarck High School and also the University of Houston. So he's having a reunion of sorts back here in his hometown. Umpiring crew going through the ground rules a bit. The managers have presented the lineup cards, so we're just moments away from the Astros taking the field. As a matter of fact, they are headed out there right now as we speak. Astros playing great baseball, and Jeff Bannister's team trying to slow down that Astros trade. Here's Mark McLemore with the Southwest Airlines Texas Rangers starting lineup.
All right, Shin-Soo Choo will be leading off, playing right field. Elvis Andrews will be in the 2-hole, playing shortstop. Prince Fielder will be the DH in the 3rd slot. Adrian Beltre hitting cleanup, playing 3rd base. Kyle Blanks will be at first, hitting the 5th hole. Adam Rosales will be at 2nd base today, hitting 6th. Robinson Chirinos be behind the plate, hitting 7th. And Leonis Martin will be in center field, batting 8th, and Jake Smolinski will be in left, batting 9th.
And that lineup has a tall task ahead of him. That's facing the 27-year-old left-hander Dallas Keuchel, who just today was named the American League Pitcher of the Month for April. And Keuchel out of Tulsa and by way of Arkansas, University of Arkansas, 3-0 this year at ERA below 1, 0.73 in 5 starts. That's the best mark in all of baseball for starting pitchers. Fastball, curveball, changeup. The curveball becomes a slider. He throws it a little bit harder than he used to. Good command, and he has a quick tempo. He likes to get the ball and work quickly, get in that fast rhythm and keep hitters off balance. Good hitters will try and break up that tempo by stepping out with 1 foot, making him wait just a minute, and try to make him throw as many pitches as possible in a manner that's not real comfortable for him. That's a tall order in and of itself. Dallas Keuchel has really figured out what he needs to do. Take a look at the defense behind Dallas Keuchel tonight. The outfield, pretty good speed out there with Grossman, Marisnik, and Springer left, center, and right. Carter at first, Altuve and Gonzalez up the middle. Luis Valbuena is the third baseman. Hank Conger gets the start behind the plate. And Dallas Keuchel is on the hill. And he will be facing a new leadoff man for the Rangers tonight. That is Shin-Soo Choo. Choo steps in batting at 141, but everyone knows the problems that he has had in the last several weeks. Starting to come out of it. He has hit the ball very sharply his last 3 ball games. But he hits his ball well to left center field, up the alley, and headed toward the seats. It's off the wall. Into second base with a ringing leadoff double is Shin-Soo Choo.
Wow. Choo's been swinging the bat well over the weekend back at home. Home run, a couple of doubles, hard hit a ball off the top of the wall at home, off the scoreboard. And when Choo was going the opposite way, driving the ball like that, that's when he started to get locked in. Gets a pitch out over the plate on the outside part of the plate, stays on it and drives it. Gets it right at the top of the wall. I don't think he could have hit it any closer than that without going out of the ballpark.
Just missed getting it above that yellow line. So Choo with a leadoff double, very reminiscent of the ball he hit yesterday off the out-of-town scoreboard back at home. Now Elvis Andrus will at least try to get Choo over to third base. Elvis, a .224 average. And, has taken some work on Elvis's part to get it up that high. He was struggling, as have all of his teammates in the first month plus of the season. Breaking ball catches the inside corner to him. A ball and a strike. Sometimes Dallas Keuchel will throw a cut fastball that is slower than other cut fastballs he'll throw, and it acts like a slider. And hitters will see the spin on it, almost a fastball spin, and the off speed will get him. There's a cutter to the inside corner again.
That's a pretty devastating pitch, and it's tough for right-handers to really pick that late movement up. You're thinking it's a fastball, and all of a sudden it cuts, and you've already committed to your swing. You're thinking you're going to hit it on the fat part of the bat, and before you know it, you've got about a foot of bat left in your hands, and the head of the bat's flying out there in the infield somewhere.
And Keuchel came back with, after those 2 cut fastballs, came back with a 2-seam fastball. He tried to run back to the inside corner. That should be illegal for a hitter, shouldn't it?
It really should be. I mean, for people that don't understand what that means, that cutter is going one way, which is breaking into right-handers, and then when you throw that 2-seamer to that same part of that side of the plate, it runs back the other way. And for a hitter, the last thing you want to see on a baseball coming at you is movement, left or right or down. You want it to be as straight as possible. And so when a pitcher is able to go both ways with that movement, it makes him very difficult to hit.
1-2 pitch. Elvis able to get a piece of that. Excuse me, it's 2-2. Elvis working on Keuchel. Dallas Keuchel, though, once he figured out what he had to do to command both sides of the plate with that fastball, that's when he became a winning pitcher at the major league level. Last 2 years, he's done that.
Right. It's very difficult for a hitter to cover both sides of the plate. You've got to pick one or the other. You can't cover both. And when a pitcher figures that out and he can control both sides of that plate, he has the advantage over the hitter. And this is a tough situation for Elvis. Keuchel's obviously got that nice cutter that runs in on him. And Keuchel is trying to keep Elvis from hitting the ball to the right side of the infield in order to advance Chu over to third base. And it makes it very difficult to hit the ball the other way when that cutter is running in on your hands.
There's the sharp breaking ball that's down and in, and the count now has gone full to Elvis. Well, Andrews hitting second of the order, trying to get Chu around. Prince Fielder waits in the on-deck circle. Rangers trying to make a first-inning statement here against Dallas Keuchel and the Astros. Payoff pitch down in front. The changeup. And he threw it up, not by design. That's where it happened to go, and it was slow enough that Elvis couldn't make contact.
Well, as a hitter, when you're in that situation, you see something out over the plate, especially after the way Keuchel pitched him. Everything else except that pitch was down and into Elvis. And then he comes with that ninth pitch up and away. Not necessarily where he wanted it up, but he definitely wanted it away. It makes it very difficult as a hitter to take that pitch when you're trying to go the other way.
Now Prince Fielder, a two-hopper out to Altuve. Well, Chu will get over to third, but he's there with 2 outs now as Fielder grounds out. And it'll be up to Adrian Beltre if the Rangers are to score by means of a hit in this inning. Well, Beltre coming to the plate. Adrian, a .216 average. Couple of home runs, 4 RBI. And he has had a reasonable amount of success against Keuchel in his career. A home run in 29 at-bats, 8 for 29. As the numbers that we showed you for Keuchel would tell you, hitters that get 278 are pretty rare against this guy.
Yeah, he's definitely tough on hitters. And he's just gotten better over the years that we've seen him the last few years. Every year he seems to get better, and I'm sure for the fans that see him every day, probably think he's gotten better with every start.
Little tapper back to the mound, and that is going to do it. Keuchel able to work around a leadoff Shin-Soo Choo double. Rangers stranded runner will go to the bottom of the first. No score in Houston. Astros come to bat now. Mark's going to tell you about the Amica Houston Astros starting lineup.
It'll be Jose Altuve leading off, playing second base. Luis Valbuena will be hitting second, playing third base. George Springer is batting third in right field. Evan Gattis will be the DH hitting cleanup. Chris Carter will be at first base today. Marwin Gonzalez will be playing short, batting sixth. Jake Marisnick will be playing center field, batting seventh. Hank Conger behind the plate, hitting eighth. And Robbie Grossman hitting ninth, playing left field.
Yeah, 29-year-old left-hander Ross Detweiler out there for his 5th start of the year. 0-3 with an .866 in 4 starts. He mentioned, though, last time out much better. 4 basic pitches. Better last time. He was able to pitch ahead of the count a lot more. And that enabled him to use his variety of pitches. He'll try to match zeros tonight with Dallas Keuchel. This is one of those games where as a starting pitcher, you go out there understanding that you can't afford to give up 1 until your team scores 2. That's really your job.
It really is, and especially knowing that your team hasn't been scoring a lot of runs so far this season. As a starting pitcher, you're thinking, hey, not necessarily that you have to go out and throw a shutout, but you can't afford to, fall behind and give up 3 or 4 runs in a ballgame.
Yeah, I was always told that your job as a starting pitcher, and especially in games like this, you go out and do not give up a run until your team scores 2, and then you can give up 1 if you really want to. But that's all.
I like that.
Altuve lashing it foul out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A diminutive second baseman, Jose Altuve, the co-American League Player of the Week for last week. He and Josh Reddick of the just departed Oakland A's sharing that honor. Good pitch inside by Detweiler. Full count now. That's something that Ross did not do effectively in his first 3 starts. And I don't mean straighten up a hitter. I mean get the ball off the plate inside with enthusiasm. And that's rolling outside for ball 4. Well, Altuve able to draw the leadoff walk. Let's take a look at the Ranger defense tonight. It's delivered to you by the New Braunfels Convention and Visitors Bureau. Well, the Rangers in the outfield. Rick Smolinski is in left field. Chirinos Martin in center. Shin-Soo Choo in right. Kyle Blank's the start at first. Adam Rosales will take over at second this evening. Elvis Andrus at short. Adrian Beltre at third. And Robinson Chirinos, he is catching. Here's Luis Valbuena. Veteran third baseman takes a pitch on the outside corner. Valbuena is .218 with the average, but he does have 6 home runs and has driven in 10. And this is for an Astros team that leads all of Major League Baseball in home runs with 40.
They kind of got off to a little bit of a slow start offensively, and the pitching was carrying them. But over the last few weeks, the hitters have started coming alive. Last time we saw the Astros, Altuve was struggling a little bit at the plate. Hadn't found his rhythm yet, fortunately, but it seems as though he's picked things up at a 361 clip. Valbuena's been swinging a big bat as far as home runs go. And some other guys have been pitching in as well. So the pitching's still been there, and now they're starting to get that offense, and you can see why they're riding a 10-game win streak.
And again, that inside fastball, and that's the right spot to throw it. Get it off the plate a little bit, but close enough to make the hitter have a thought about it and get it up a little bit, especially when you've got a left-handed hitter at the plate. That's in the dirt. Altuve either got a great jump, a great break on the read in the dirt, or he was stealing. I don't know which it was.
I think he got a great read on the pitch. A lot of base stealers are taught, and they're able to do it. Not everybody can do it, but when you're at first base or even second base, you watch the angle of the ball, and if you see that angle, then you can tell that ball is going to hit the ground, you take off, because the chances of the catcher catching it cleanly, catching a bounced ball cleanly and coming up and being able to throw you out are very slim. Typically, they just try to block it and keep it from going to, to the backstop. So it was more of a read by Altuve, which was an absolute great read by him.
Yeah, it's a wild pitch. It does the same thing as a stolen base. That's another area where the Astros are supreme. The stolen base this year. They got 3 guys that are just going crazy with 9 stolen bases. Best in baseball. Altuve, one of them. So got the guy on deck, George Springer. And then the center fielder, Jake Marisnik. Springer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Altuve out at second. And Valbuena waiting on Ross Detweiler.
Speed brings a different element to a ball game. You see what it does there. It gets him over to first base or to second base, gets Altuve to second base with nobody out, and now Valbuena's job is to get him over to third base. But it just puts that extra pressure on the defense and the pitcher.
And the pitch low. It's 3-2. Yeah, that's one thing that you can't defense really is that speed factor. And you can throw a base ahead of him, which is what you have to do. But that's about it.
And occasionally a pitcher will forget that, a runner's out there because they're concentrating so much on getting a hitter out and making a good pitch that base stealer can take advantage of it.
Right. Payoff pitch at Valbuena, down on strikes. Good sinking fastball down and in. And Detweiler gets a huge strikeout. The man at second, and now 1 out. So George Springer will come out.
See Detweiler going right down the middle, down in the zone. Valbuena swings right through it. Hit his spot. That's going to be his key, being able to hit his spot. But I like what I've seen so far, just the fact that the first 2 hitters, he's throwing them inside, right, especially to Altuve, standing him up a little bit. I think you've got to be able to do both. Throw inside for a strike, but also throw inside for effect. Mm-hmm. Make that hitter move his feet a little bit, and then he's not sure, okay, hey, is this ball going to hit me, or is it going to be a strike? What do I do?
First pitch to Springer, and throws a fastball right on by him. Springer coming out of his shoes to try and get that out of here. Springer starting to catch up a little bit with the rest of the league. Hitting it's .204, but he has 4 home runs, 12 RBI. Hitting in that number 3 spot. He's been right in the middle of the order, 3, 4, or 5 for the Astros this year. Takes that pitch right on the inside corner. At 93 from Detweiler. Ross looks even better tonight in the early going than he did last time out.
I really like it. He's using both sides of the plate so far and been very effective inside with the first 3 hitters.
And Altuve out there at second after a walk and a wild pitch. One ball and 2 strikes. Detweiler from the St. Louis area. Left-hander nods in agreement. He's ready to work. Straightened him up with that fastball. It's 2-2.
Now, nothing makes a hitter more uncomfortable than seeing a ball come at him and not sure if it's going to hit him or not. And when you're throwing a cutter or even just a straight fastball and that hitter moves his feet, that makes him think a little bit. He may not be, as willing to stand in there the next time to see the break on it, or if it's going to fade back out over the plate or not.
He was trying the outside corner. Didn't miss by much, but enough to make it a full count. So back-to-back hitters have gone 3-2. And Altuve, as a matter of fact, so make that 3 straight hitters.
You could see what Springer was doing there. He kind of bailed out a little bit on that pitch, and it was on the outside part of the plate. There's no way he can hit that ball.
Springer now digging back in, and Detweiler will check Altuve at second. Now the payoff pitch. Low, ball 4. He lost it. Oh, a couple of walks in the inning. There are 2 on now for Evan Gattis, the DH. Well, you saw the numbers for George Springer. All the walks. You can add 1 more to him. And he eyeballed this one, which was very close. And our Fox tracker would say that technically could have been called a strike. It touched the bottom of the line. You don't get that pitch called a lot, but technically it can be a strike, and you really don't have any recourse if you're a hitter and it is called a strike.
Now, Buzz, what happens when a pitcher's known for throwing strikes or being on the corners? Does he get a call like that more often than not?
Yeah, you do, Matt. Umpires, you can get umpires in the habit of calling strikes. And the more pitches you throw where the catcher puts his glove, the more chance you have of having the umpire say, yeah, it must be a strike because he hit the glove. It might be an inch or 2 off the plate or inside or outside. Gattis right off the end of the bat. Pieces of the bat go flying down to third, and Gattis is going to have to get some new lumber. There's the rest of that.
So the pitching staff pretty famous for that, though, down in Atlanta a few years back. These guys would hit the mitt no matter what. If it was 2 feet off the plate, they hit the mitt, and the umpires would call it strikes.
Yeah, Maddox and Glavine and Smoltz down there, they all had pinpoint. They could hit a gnat in the hind end with a fastball whenever they wanted to. That's pretty good control if you can do that.
That's really good control.
No balls and a strike to Gattis, who had a big 2 home run game yesterday. He has really begun to heat up. Altuve going to third. The throw is not in time. Altuve in, Springer to second on the double steal. And there's that speed game we were talking about, Matt. You get evidence here.
I think one of the things that really got that is, number one, you've got a left-hander in Detweiler, and he's really focusing and concentrating on Evan Gattis. Gattis has been absolutely on fire over the last couple of weeks, and his attention is trying to make a good pitch to Gattis. You've got 2 guys with 9 stolen bases each on the base paths, and they took advantage of that. One quick look to second base by Detweiler, and they were going.
Gattis just reaches out and pokes one to right. Chu makes the catch. Altuve is coming in. The throw goes into Elvis at shortstop. Altuve scores. Gattis with the sacrifice fly, and the Astros with an early 1-0 lead.
How you play the game. You get a runner at third base with less than 2 outs. You put the ball in play. Sacrifice fly to the opposite field usually does the trick. Gattis kind of reached for it, but that's what he was trying to do, was trying to get that runner in from third base any way he can. Yes, a base hit would be great, but the sacrifice fly gets the job done.
So a run without the benefit of a hit. Here's Chris Carter. The first pitch is a strike. Carter customarily off to a slow start, a 159 average, but 3 home runs. They've all come within the last 10 days. 8 RBI. Had 37 home runs last year. A little bit low and inside, 1-1. And, you know, this Astros lineup now is one that can support a guy like Chris Carter, who's going to hit for a low average, strike out a lot, but he's going to supply the power in a pretty timely fashion. Before, the Astros really couldn't afford to have another out in the middle of their order. They didn't have the ability to surround him with good hitters. That's all changed.
Yeah, it has changed. You know, Chris Carter's not a guy that's going to probably hit 300, but he is a guy that can reach the seat 35 times and drive in 100. So he's not necessarily going to come up with that single or double in the gap to drive in some runs. But fortunately, the Astros, they've got some solid guys hitting around him. We've got Altuve, you know, obviously setting the table, Springer, we've got Gonzalez, Riznick especially, and Grossman. Those guys are the guys that get on base and can hit and drive runs in with that single and the double.
2-2 the count. Got him swinging. Good fastball up. And Detweiler gets a couple of strikeouts. The Astros get a run on a sacrifice fly after 2 walks. We'll go to the second. Astros 1, Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. On Thursday, that's May 14th, it's before the 105 game against the Royals. Come on out early and enjoy a fun and educational program from the CBS 11 weather team. Then kick back and enjoy a weekday matinee game. Visit TexasRangers.com for tickets. Rangers coming to bat here in the top of the second inning. Kyle Blanks taking strike 1. It'll be Blanks, Rosales, and Chirinos to face Dallas Keuchel. Didn't really want to do it. Keuchel tailing that fastball away. Boy, he gets good movement on that sinker when he gets it down and away to a right-handed hitter.
It's a tough pitch to lay off of.
There's called strike 3 as he came back looking like a four-seamer. It was pretty straight. And it was just right on the black part of the plate for his second strikeout.
Keuchel trying to go high up in the zone. Perfect strike right there on the outside part of the plate. It looks like he's back up to his old tricks again, working fast. He's got that rhythm going.
Here's Adam Rosales getting the start tonight at second base in favor of Rougned Odor. Rougned, as Jeff Bannister likes to say, unplugged for the evening, or at least for the first part of the evening. Last time Odor was out of the lineup, he showed up about the 8th inning in the game, is what I mean by that. Not that he was gone. Off the end of the bat from Rosales, and it's foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Adam, a 167 average, a home run, and 3 driven in. Over his last 7 times to the plate. Keuchel. Got him. He's a tailing fastball, and that's back-to-back strikeouts. 3 this evening for Dallas Keuchel. 2 outs. And Chirinos coming up.
Keuchel's back in that rhythm of throwing strikes. 6 pitches this inning. This pitch is a little off the plate. But when you're a hitter and you're going up there against a guy that you know is around the plate and throwing strikes, you can't just sit there and continue to take pitches. So 6 pitches this inning, 6 strikes for Keuchel.
Now, is Keuchel Mac the kind of guy you would go up and tend to swing earlier in the count against?
Yes, because you know you get that first fastball, and if it's something in your zone, yes, you got to go whack at it, because after that, you don't know what you're going to get or where.
Got 3 pitches when he gets you 0-2 that you have to be aware of.
Right, and that just makes it that much more difficult. Now, for guys not around the plate like that, you can be a little bit more patient.
1 ball, 1 strike.
But I think the other thing is, you know, you can already see he's established his rhythm.
Right.
And it's up to the Rangers hitters to get him out of that rhythm. Take a little bit longer to get to the plate. Take a little bit longer to get set in the box. You got to do something. Call timeout just before he starts his windup. You got to do something to break up his timing. It's the same thing as for hitters. That's what a pitcher's trying to do, trying to break that rhythm.
Could you yell timeout just as he's getting ready to throw the ball?
Absolutely.
How would that do?
I've tried it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
That is a pretty impressive shutdown inning for Dallas Keuchel. 3 strikeouts in a row. The Rangers are gone. After 1.5, the Astros won, and the Rangers nothing. Brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. The EcoBoost Challenge is on at your Texas Ford dealer. Get to your best in Texas Ford dealer today. Marwin Gonzalez will start things off against Ross Detweiler. Here in the second inning, Rangers trailing the Astros 1-0. Astros put across a run in the first on a couple of walks, a couple of stolen bases, and a sacrifice fly. Marwin Gonzalez, the switch-hitting infielder, playing shortstop tonight. He has started at second base and also at third base for the Astros. 286 with a home run and 8 driven in. Lines one foul on the left field line. And that evens the count, and a ball and a strike. We were talking about the Astros, the start they are off to, and I mentioned the 2001 Mariners, a team that Mark McLemore was on, the last team that had at least a 7-game lead through May 3rd. Mac, that ball club you were on in 2001 set the American League record for wins, 116 games, tied the Major League record, I believe it was. That's a pretty impressive start that you all got off to.
That was a very impressive start. I believe our first 40 games we were 35-5. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I mean, we had guys that just, we didn't really have any superstar guys. I guess our biggest superstar at the time was probably Edgar Martinez, and that was, coincidentally Ichiro's first year with us as well, and he became a superstar. But it was a total team effort.
Line drive to Elvis off the bat of Marwin Gonzalez. He is retired. Now Jake Maristic will come up. Wait, that's got to be a whole lot of fun just to anticipate going to the ballpark every day. Something good's going to happen. You have to think.
Yeah, you're right. We really felt as though we were going to win every time we took the field. I mean, it didn't matter who we were playing at home or on the road. We just had that feeling of confidence, and not necessarily cocky. We had, it was a veteran team, but we just knew here are the things that we need to do in order to be in a ball game and win it. And
now, you're not talking about just hoping you win that game.
No.
Knowing it.
We knew we were going to win. And it, a couple of stretches throughout the year, it was like, okay, how many are we going to win by today? Depending on the team that we're going to play.
Right.
And it was just, it was great to be a part of it.
Marisnik waves at that changeup from Ross Detweiler. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, that's kind of what the Astros are going through right now. It's just a different atmosphere. I was talking with Brent Strom, their pitching coach, today. He's a former college teammate of mine. And Brent said, you go to the ballpark every day, and it's just kind of like, well, what good's going to happen today? And you're surprised if nothing out of the ordinary on the good side of things doesn't happen. It surprises you.
It really does. And I think we had one day, and this is the game that really sticks probably with all of us. We had a 7 or 8 run lead going into the 7th inning in Cleveland, and we lost that game.
Oh boy. Elvis throws out Marisnik, 2 gone.
And that was something that we really didn't do. Typically, we were probably a 6-inning team. If we had the lead after 6, we had 1 loss, and that was that 1 loss.
Right.
We had, our bullpen was, once we got to the 5th, we had guys that covered the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. But our starters, each one of our starters made every start, and they all won at least 15 games. And that's pretty good. They took the ball every 5th day, and they went out there and they performed.
Here's Hank Conger, switch hitting catcher, and takes ball 1. Detweiler about ready to throw his 38th pitch of this ball game tonight, and Conger ripping this. Conger had a home run right-handed the other day. The reason I bring that up, that was his first home run as a right-handed hitter in his major league career. This is a guy who's caught a lot of ball games with the Angels and now with the Astros. I think he'd have to run into one by accident before this, but Nope, that was his first one.
It's kind of difficult for switch hitters, and then especially a catcher that's not out there every single day. You know, he may be out there 4 or 5 days out of the week, but it's hard when, especially, you don't face left-handers as often as you do right-handers, so you don't get that many at-bats right-handed as you do compared to left-handed. So I could definitely see that. I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
I fully understand.
2-2 the count to him. Got him swinging. Good breaking ball from Detweiler. And Ross now has retired the last 5 straight. He sends the Astros down in order. We'll go to the third. It's the Astros 1, the Rangers nothing. AL champion Kansas City Royals that night. Come on out to Globe Life Park and enjoy all the ballpark hot dogs you want for just $1 each. Visit TexasRangers.com for tickets, or as always, you can call 972-RANGERS. Well, Leonis Martin will start things off for the Rangers here in the third. Dallas Keuchel has retired the last 6 in a row since giving up the leadoff double to Shin-Soo Choo, and let's take strike one. Martin dropped down from the leadoff spot into the number 8 slot tonight. He was in a bit of an offensive funk, and this worked a few weeks ago for Jeff Bannister to get Leonis a couple of days away from the leadoff spot. Let him kind of relax a little bit. Put him back up there, and he responded well.
Yeah, I like the move, especially today with a tough left-hander and Keuchel going. Move him down a little bit, take a little bit more pressure off, and try and let him find that rhythm as opposed to having him at the leadoff spot, you know, possibly going up there 5 times.
2 balls and 2 strikes now. Yeah, we have to remember that Leonis is really trying to understand the game at the major league level, understand his game at the major league level too. He's not a seasoned veteran yet. And Keuchel with his 4th consecutive strikeout. That's 5 for the evening. Smolinski coming up. But right now, let's send it back to Dana Larson for a Mazda game break. All right, Dana, thank you. Well, he got smoking hot very quickly.
He did.
As far as run production, he was hitting 350. Talking about Stephen Vogt. And he decided to take a few out of the ballpark. Jake Smolinski chops the next pitch foul from Keuchel. And the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes.
Nothing like being cold and coming out of it with home runs.
And with his stroke, that first home run that Vogt hit yesterday, he was off balance, reached out, almost one-handed, and hit it into the right field seats. There's the 5th straight strikeout. Smolinski gone down swinging, and Keuchel on a real positive roll for him right now.
Keuchel's in that groove, and he got into it rather early. See Congress setting up, trying to get him to go down and away with it, and Keuchel throws it right to the glove.
Well, great changeup. So 5 straight strikeouts. 6 of the first 9 for the Rangers have gone down on strikes, and here's the only man the Rangers have had get on base. That was Shin-Soo Choo, who almost hit the ball out of the ballpark. Went to left center field with a line drive. Right at the top of the garage door out there. Went for a leadoff double, but Rangers not able to get him home in that first inning. Pitch a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. And we were talking yesterday, Mac, about Shin-Soo Choo. He looks obviously more comfortable at the plate. He even looks better taking pitches. Looks like he's seeing the ball all the way into the catcher's glove much better than he was last week or the week before.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He's much more comfortable, and that comes with the confidence. You hit a couple of balls hard like he did over the weekend, straight away center field. They were out, but just making that kind of contact, you start feeling more confident. Hey, I'm getting back to where I need to be. Then the big 3-run home run and another double off the wall. He's very confident once again, and he's starting to feel it.
Keuchel just dropped a slow breaking ball in. Now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that changeup Makes it a full count. Keuchel, just his second 3-ball count of the night. He's got Chu at the plate with 2 outs. Elvis Andrus will follow Shin-Soo Choo in the order. Keuchel with a payoff pitch on the way. And swinging. 6 straight strikeouts for Dallas Keuchel. 3 up, 3 down. We've played 2.5. The Astros 1 and the Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Tonight of Major League Baseball, also NBA and NHL playoff highlights. Stay here for a simulcast of Fox Sports Live tonight at midnight right here on Fox Sports Southwest. And on Star Wars night, all around Major League Baseball, may the 4th be with you too. 4th of May, never mind. It sounded better when John Radigan said before the ball game, but that's okay. Robbie Grossman, the number 9 man, leading off for the Astros here in the 3rd inning. He takes inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Grossman hitting just 139. A home run, 5 driven in. Speedy outfielder, a switch hitter up there from the right side. And Detweiler misses low and in. Lost 44 pitches, 22 strikes, 22 balls so far. 3-1. Well, Grossman bidding to get aboard to start things off. The top of the order waits to be next. That would be Jose Altuve. And a chopper foul. The count runs full now. Grossman, one of the guys supplanted in the outfield at everyday play by both Jake Marisnik and George Springer. Grossman at one point was heralded as the next center fielder for the Astros. But now just vying for playing time. He grounds out to Elvis Andrus for the first out here in the 3rd inning. So up will come Altuve once again. Altuve began things by walking, came around to score the only run of the game.
Great job by Detweiler coming back from being behind 3-1 to get Grossman ground out to short.
Jose Altuve tied with Prince Fielder for most multiple hit games in the American League this year. 13 for the two of them. Altuve had a stretch of 9 straight games with multiple hits. That just ended this last Saturday. Lines this one to left center field. Leonis Martin in a hurry, dives and can't make the play. Rolls over on it, and Altuve is going to go into second with a double, and Martin is hurt. Looked like he got his glove caught underneath him and rolled that wrist over.
That's a tough one. Great try by Martin going in the hole, going in the gap to get that ball. But sometimes your glove can get caught in the grass and just roll up underneath you, and that looks like what happened there to Martin.
Kevin Harmon, Ranger trainer, out there to take a look very quickly at him.
See him right there, goes up underneath. Has the ball in his glove and rolls out right there at the end.
It didn't look like his arm got completely underneath him. Sometimes you see that glove completely disappear under the guy's body, and he comes up with his wrist pointing in a direction it's not supposed to.
Yeah, I just think it kind of got to a point where he just couldn't grip the ball and hold on to it in the glove any longer.
Get another look at that. He short hopped it in the first place, which is okay. I mean, it's a great play to even get that close to it. And rolling over on top of it. That'll require some ice after the ball game. Jeff Bannister out there to check on his center fielder along with Kevin Harmon.
Probably checking the strength in the hand right now, because when you do that with your wrist, sometimes you're not able to grip not just the baseball, but they have some trouble holding on to the bat is next to that.
I was just say you have to go back in and check it after the inning, even if he stays in the game.
Right.
You probably have to check it about his ability to hang on to the bat, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's his bottom hand, what he pulls down with. He's going to stay in the game, and we'll see what happens with it. Well, Altuve at second base with one out. Luis Valbuena will come up. Yeah, Leonis staying in the ball game, but obviously in some discomfort out there in center field. Valbuena a strikeout in the first inning. Detweiler with 3 punch-outs through the first 10 hitters. And Valbuena moves one to left field. Smolinski comes on and makes the catch. And the Crawford box is out there, giveth, and they taketh away. They are good for low, short home runs. They're bad for the left fielder playing shallow and cutting off balls like that.
This ballpark will not make me happy as a hitter. Going to left field, dunking one in behind the shortstop becomes even tougher there. A lot of ballparks, that's a base hit because the left fielder's back a little bit farther.
Right. 315 feet right down that line, and not much deeper when you get out, even where the Crawford box is end out there toward left center field. Here's George Springer. Springer walked his first time, takes inside for ball one. Astros without a hit, with one hit, I should say. They've been without a hit until Altuve had a one-out double here in the third. To right field, Chu. Plenty of time to come in, makes the catch, that will do it. Astros get a hit, strand a runner. We play 3 at Minute Maid. It's the Astros 1, the Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Keenan Older will receive a Texas Rangers camo cap, courtesy of Fanatics. Join us at Globe Life Park as the Rangers take on the Cleveland Indians and pick up your Rangers camo cap. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com. Top of the fourth inning, Elvis Andrus to lead things off, and he shoots one right in the hole on the right side between Carter and Altuve, a leadoff single. And there's hitting early in the count. Matt, that you were talking about, you get a pitch that you can handle, and Elvis handled that the other way.
Yeah, that's what you want to do, especially, Dallas Keuchel's on 6 strikeouts in a row for this, so he's trying to get ahead. He's throwing strikes, got a fastball up in the zone. Elvis went right with it. And those are the types of pitches you need to look for. Now, if it's the first pitch and it's down and away on the corner, obviously that's not something you want to go after. But if it's something hittable, you want to jump on it.
Pitch fielder, jackknife out of the way of that Keuchel fastball. It's 1-0. Fielder grounded out to second in the first inning. In case you folks were wondering about the strikeout mark, Keuchel had 6 in a row for the Astros. The team record was 8 in a row. That was done a couple of times. Once by Don Wilson back in the 60s. Jim Deshaies also did it. The Astros are going to turn over a double play here. 4-6-3. Fielder rounding out. Elvis retired. They're 2 gone with the bases empty. That's something else that Dallas Keuchel induces a lot of, and that's double play grounders.
He definitely gets a lot of ground balls, and even though Prince hit this pretty hard, Altuve's in perfect position to make the play. Over to Gonzalez to turn 2.
21st double play turned by the Astros this year. Beltre going after that first pitch. So we're seeing a little adjustment the Ranger hitters are making the second time through the order.
Right. You hear a lot of people talk about, well, be patient. Well, you can't be patient with it. You can't be very patient with a guy like this. If you just stand up there and you want to be patient, he'll throw 3 strikes and you're done. So you've got to be somewhat aggressive and try and wait him out a little bit. But if he comes in there with that first fastball, so you got to try and jump on it.
Well, Adrian got fisted. Keichel's going to have to cover. He takes the throw from Altuve as Carter went after that ground ball. Ill-advisedly so, but goes 4-1 on the put out. Rangers are gone. A hit, but the double play took care of that. We finished 3.5. Astros leading 1-0. Team that we haven't heard from, John Radigan. John?
Yeah, Buzz, thanks very much. Naturally, for Jeff Bannister, a first-year manager, there are lots of firsts this year, including today. First time he's ever managed a game in the city where he grew up in Houston, Texas.
We went to Hobby Airport, and we drove by University of Houston, so, you know, I looked over and saw the lights on over there. It was a little emotional for me, but yeah, I'll have fun walking out on the field the first time today during batting practice, and I'm sure there'll be a few fans in the stands and a few more when the game starts. But yeah, it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, those emotions began long before the game did. They began last night, and now Jeff Bannister, glad that there's the first out of the fourth inning. Guys, back up to you.
All right, John, thank you very much. Gaddis swinging early in the count. Guys to pretty deep center field. There's a lot of room. Minute Maid Park in center field. Jeff Bannister. And Tony Beasley is third base coach, along with Mike Maddox. Keeping all those charts straight. A lot of information gathered in today's game of baseball. One gone. Here's Chris Carter. Carter struck out to end the first inning for the Astros. Houston able to score in that frame on a couple of walks, a couple of stolen bases, and a sacrifice fly. 2 balls and no strikes. Detweiler back to him. Pretty good tailing fastball. Makes it 2-1.
It kind of looks to me like Detweiler's tempo has picked up on his previous starts. He's getting the ball, getting the sign, and throwing it.
Adrian Beltre will handle that ground ball. That is out number 2. And, you know, Mac, I think that can happen. I think one pitcher can influence another when you're facing a guy like Keuchel. You kind of watch him as a pitcher. You kind of watch what the other guy's doing, and you may pick up on his quickened tempo a little bit and adopt it yourself. It may not be a conscious thing, but that happens sometimes.
And what is working fast for a pitcher doing?
Well, when you get into a good release point, good mechanical framework to where you're striding straight toward home plate and doing the things properly in good timing, you want to repeat that as quickly as is comfortable for you. The more time you take in between pitches, the more chance there is of you losing that good feel for repeating a delivery. And I think you see pitchers, very few pitchers are throwing poorly and throwing quickly. They tend to slow down, and a couple things. You don't want to throw it when you're getting beat around. And exactly, you're searching. You're trying to find what feels good to you. Marwin Gonzalez, a solid 2-out single to left. He is aboard for Jake Marisnik. You know, I would imagine hitters getting the same deal where, you know, you start good, feeling good, swinging the bat, so you swing earlier in the count if you have an idea when you walk up there.
Yeah, you don't want to wait. If you're feeling good, you want to get something you can hit, and when you get it, you don't miss it. You want to keep that rhythm going, so you're not going to be. I won't say that. There's guys that can, you know, go 2-2, 3-2, and continue to hit. But if you get something good in that zone, you're going to whack at it. You don't want to be standing there all day long.
That was one thing I always paid attention to as a pitcher, that if I knew somebody was hot, was swinging the bat well for them, I made sure that they didn't ambush me on the first pitch. That I didn't just throw something to get ahead and say, here, hit it, because they would. And they make real loud sounds when that happens. Off the end of the bat, up the middle, and Rosales will take it to second for the force. Marwin Gonzalez sliding into second is out. That'll do it for the Astros. No runs ahead. And a man left after 4. 1-0 Houston. To you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by the Mazda 6. J.D. Power has awarded the Mazda 6 highest ranked vehicle appeal among midsize cars. Beautiful shot overhead of downtown Houston. Sun setting in the west. Rangers trying to make the sunset for Dallas Keuchel. He has been very good through the first 4 innings. He's allowed just 2 hits, and he has 7 strikeouts. Kyle Banks swinging with no contact on that changeup. Blanks called out on strikes as he led off the 2nd inning. Boy, he got fisted, and he also hurt himself with jamming it right down on his front foot. And let's take a look at our Kubota power stats for tonight. The subject to those would be Dallas Keuchel. Last 5 starts in this ballpark. 3-0, a 129 earned run average. Opponents hitting just over 180. More strikeouts than hits allowed. That generally will get you a few wins if you strike out more than you're giving up hits. That's actually borders on the ridiculous.
It does. You don't see that kind of stat very often, especially with those numbers. 25 strikeouts and 23 hits. You know, that may be in a game or 2 early on, and that's it. But, you know, it's the 6th start. It's pretty impressive.
1-2 pitch. That will even the count to Blanks.
I think the Rangers have changed their philosophy a little bit. They're being more aggressive the 2nd time through versus Keuchel. They're not sitting there and letting him, get ahead of him.
2 hopper down to Valbuena. Blanks retired. 1 away for Adam Rosales. Yeah, and then you watch a guy like Keuchel. That doesn't go unnoticed by him, but that hasn't gone unnoticed by him. All of a sudden, after Elvis came up and singled to right on that first pitch. Now, he hasn't made a first pitch in the strike zone to any of the hitters afterwards.
Yeah, a couple of them have been off speed, so that first that get ahead fastball.
Rosales went down swinging his first time up. He takes ball 1. Adam, a 160 average. One ball and 1 strike. Last time Keuchel faced the Rangers back on the 12th of April at Globe Life Park. 7 innings of work and 6 hits, 2 runs. He walked 3 in that game, which was a little bit more than normal for him. Also had just 3 strikeouts. Tonight, a little different story. He has 7 strikeouts and no walks. Off the glove to Altuve. Bare hand throws. Down. What a play by Altuve. Wow.
That's about as good as play as you're going to see when an infielder coming in and having a bare hand of ball.
Rosales is staying down there at first, and Jeff Bannister is out on the warning track in front of the dugout. He's looking into bench coach Steve Buechele. And we'll take a look at that replay of this to see how close it was. Well, there's going to be a challenge issued. Jeff got out just to where the grass is, and I think you see on this replay why that challenge would be issued. Maybe a little tough to tell from that angle when exactly the ball impacted the back of the glove. This ought to give you a better idea. Boy, that is close, but it looks like he beat it.
It does look like he beat it. That was pretty close, though. I think it's about as close as you can get. That's still a great play either way, whether he's safe or out. A great play by Altuve coming in and barehanding that ball off the glove of Keuchel.
Now we're reminded now the challenge is out. The call on the field is out. And there has to be clear and convincing evidence to the umpire in charge of this game back at the replay command center in New York to overturn the call. Jeff Bannister getting word from Joey Probinski, who saw it upstairs and relayed it to Steve Buechele and then on to Jeff Bannister. And from that angle that we just saw, I don't think that's clear and convincing that he was safe. We'll see how that turns out. But it's at least on that last angle, you can see when the ball got to the back of the glove, and he is going to be ruled out. So the call is going to be upheld, whether it's either confirmed or it stands. So there was not clear and convincing evidence to overturn, but there wasn't clear and convincing evidence the call was wrong.
Right. And that's what makes it tough, and that's really the defining phrase in there, clear and convincing, to overturn a call.
So Rangers now will be without a challenge the rest of the way. 2 outs, bases empty. Robinson, Chirinos facing Keuchel, takes ball 1. Chirinos called out on strikes in the second inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Look up and down the Ranger lineup. The success against Keuchel is not great. We'll talk about that next half inning. As Gonzalez throws out Chirinos, Rangers are gone. 5 straight now set down by Dallas Keuchel and the Astros. Halfway through the ball game, it's the Astros 1 and the Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. On Friday, May 15th, that follows the game with the Rangers and the Indians, and fans will enjoy a fireworks show paying tribute to breast cancer awareness. Get $14 Upper Reserve tickets using the online coupon code FIREWORKS at TexasRangers.com/specials. Now, Delino DeShields has entered the ballgame to take over for the injured Leonis Martin. So Delino in center field now, and he will hit in the 8th spot. Hank Conger starting things off for the Astros. Swings through an off-speed pitch from Ross Detweiler. Conger went down swinging his first time up there, hitting at .250 for the season. And he skies one to medium right field. Chu waits for it to come down out of the twilight. That is out number 1. And Robbie Grossman will be next. And before Grossman steps in, let's send it back to Dana Larson for a Mazda game break. Dana? All right, Dana, thank you. The Highland Park group watching Clayton Kershaw tonight, no doubt. Base hit to right field for Grossman. He went down and got a Detweiler pitch, and he is aboard with 1 out. Jose Altuve coming up. Well, Grossman 1 out of 2. Altuve 1 for 1 tonight. Doubled his last time up. And we'll take a look at the T-Mobile game changer. It's focusing on Jose Altuve. Last 20 games against the Rangers. All he's done is hit .353. He's hit safely in 18 of those 20 games. 9 of 30 hits have gone for extra bases. And he has walked and scored tonight, the only run of the game thus far. We mentioned that double he had with 1 out in the 3rd inning. Detweiler will drive Grossman back. Grossman with good speed at first, so the Astros have several options with Altuve at the plate, who handles the bat well, obviously a good hitter. With the speed on the bases, speed at the plate. Very difficult to limit the options that A.J. Hinch has as the Astros skipper. Ross Detweiler not making any fans here at Minute Maid with his throws to first base. .367 the average for Altuve. Takes that one a knee-high strike. It is 0-1. Altuve came into the ball game leading the American League in hits. Now has 40 of them with his double tonight. Also at the top in steals with 10 of them. Into center, pulled out by Andrews to throw. They got both of them. What a play by Elvis Andrews and Adam Rosales. Not only come up with the ball, but turned it into a double play, and the Astros are gone in the 5th. No runs, a hit, and nobody left. Thanks to some great leather thrown out there by the Rangers shortstop, Elvis Andrus. Watch this one come right at you in your living room. 1-0 Houston after 5. Jackpot is worth $200 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Annie Cook from Haltom City. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Annie Cook from Haltom City is going to win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. The liner to Shields leading things off his first at-bat tonight since taking over for the injured Leonis Martin. Andy Cook, you can sit down right now because I think the lineup's going to hit one for you. It always happens when a guy coming off the bench didn't start is the one that gets the job done. Rangers have just 2 hits. Takes inside, 2-1. Keuchel back to him. Going the other way down the right field line. It's slicing into the corner. It is a fair ball. The Shields to second will pull up with a leadoff double. Well, I'm sorry about that home run possibility, but the Rangers will take the double from the liner to Shields. Get him into scoring position with nobody out. Jake Smolinski coming up.
Well, the Shields coming off the bench, going in to play center field. The bottom of the 5th. Leonis Martin leads off the next inning. Gets a fastball up in the zone. Drives it down the right field line in the right field corner for a double. Like you were saying, Buzz is typically that guy that comes in off the bench that starts getting, gets things going.
Big guys in the game, and Keuchel's already worked them over once or twice, and get somebody who's fresh that hasn't had to go through that yet. So, no, that's no problem. Let's go up here and take one the other way. Here's Smolinski, who struck out his first time up, and he's showing bunt. The bunt is down, but it is foul. And Balbuena, the third baseman, right there to make sure it stays in foul territory. 0-1 to Jake. And Conger having a little chat with Dallas Keuchel. Haven't seen the Rangers bunt very much in the first part of this season. We've had a total of 4 sacrifice bunts. Only 3 for the opposition. Again, Smolinski around. And this bunt is down, but foul. 0-2. Jeff Bannister saying, look over at Tony Beasley down there at third. He knows what we're doing. They just keep that bunt on. Not sure about it, but the problems the Rangers have had scoring runs. You really need to score in this inning. Give yourself a fighting chance. Down the right field line, that is going to slice as Maristic over there. Should say Springer makes the catch in foul territory, and very alertly, the liner of the Shields tags at second and advances to third. Springer going into a slide made a circus catch, and it turned out good for the Rangers, and then it got the Shields to third base.
Unbelievable catch by Springer. They're going, knowing he's only got a few feet from the foul line to the stands. He goes into a slide. It's the only way he's going to be able to make this play. Keeps his eye on it. You see that concentration. Makes the play. And DeShields alertly is at second base tagging on this ball and gets to third base. So Smolinski gets the job done.
And now Shin-Soo Choo needs some contact. The infield is pulled all the way in with 1 out. And a breaking ball nips the inside corner for strike 1. Choo doubled his first time up. Went down swinging in the third inning. 1 out of 2. 9 runs driven in for Shin-Soo. Looking for number 10. A ball and a strike. The liner to Shields led the inning off with a double. Advanced on the Jake Smolinski foul out to right field. Infield for the Astros in at the cut of the grass. Of course, the Shields with great speed. 2-1.
You know, Chi doesn't swing at very many bad pitches. And there are pitches that he just seems to take that you see other guys swinging on all the time. He's very good at watching that ball all the way to the end.
Sure is. Ground ball right at the first baseman, Carter. He'll step on first after he checked the shields back to the bag. And that is a huge out, number 2. Well, he got the contact, but unfortunately for Shin-Soo and the Rangers, it was right at Chris Carter.
Michael's a ground ball pitcher, and he needed one here. And he got Chu to hit it over to first base, right into Carter's glove. One hopper.
No, infield now will go back to normal depth, and Elvis Andrus, who singled his last time up. Need a base hit now if he's to tie this ball game. That's the off-speed pitch that floats in for strike 1. Elvis hitting at .230 as he faces Keuchel. Dallas Keuchel continuing to work from the stretch with the runner at third. There's that cut fastball off the plate inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Elvis with 6 runs driven home this year. Has number 7 down there at third base. Line drive into the glove of Valbuena as he moved a step to his left. And Keuchel again avoids being scored upon. No runs a hit. A man left at third for the Rangers after 5.5. 1-0 Houston. Aggie pride at a Texas Rangers game. Get discounted tickets for the May 28th game against the Red Sox, and the first 1,000 fans with an A&M ticket in the park get a free Rangers cap in Aggie maroon and white colors. Go to TexasRangers.com/TAMU for details. Well, the Rangers, their best opportunity since the first inning went by the boards in the top of the 6th. Ross Detweiler trying to keep this a 1-0 game as he faces Luis Valbuena to start off the 6th. Valbuena has struck out and lined to left field. 0 for 2 tonight. Currently hitting at .213. No balls and 2 strikes. Detweiler with the next pitch being number 70 this evening. Just a bit outside. 1-2 to Valbuena. Valbuena and Detweiler a few matchups over the National League. Valbuena is looking for the first hit against Detweiler in 3 at-bats. Make that 4 at-bats. Ross to the plate. Did he go around? A foul tip into Chirinos' glove for the strikeout. And Valbuena is complaining to home plate umpire Marty Foster that the ball hit him. And now A.J. Hinch is going to come out and ask Marty Foster, but if they say he swung at it, then it's not going to make any difference.
No, and I think he swung at it, so even if it did hit his shirt a little bit, that's still a strikeout.
Well, Hinch looking back in the dugout to see what the question is going to be, and the appeal down to third base. Mark Wagner said, "Yeah, he did go around." So even though as you say, Mark, if the ball hit him, if he swung at it, it's a strike anyway.
Right. It does look like he got him on the forearm, but he swung at that before it hit him.
Well, for Detweiler, a strikeout. That is number 4 tonight. And that's how the bottom of the 6th begins. George Springer will be next. Springer tonight has walked and flied to right field. 0 for 1 officially. 202 the average. One ball and 1 strike.
Detweiler's done a pretty good job mixing his pitches up. Going to the changeup, fastball, running fastballs in on the plate. Changeups away.
Did a good job again tonight, I thought, Matt, of getting ahead of the hitter so he could use his repertoire more effectively. You know, when you're always pitching 2-0 and 3-1, pretty tough to break out all of your pitches in all of your locations.
You know, it's the same thing for a hitter. It's pretty tough to get up there and you're behind in the count 0-1, 0-2. It's tough to put a nice good swing on a pitch.
2-2 after the foul ball. You see the first inning, 26 pitches, and since then, done an excellent job. 15 the max, and down to 11, 9, 6. Into the windup for the 2-2 pitch. Slowly hit towards short. Elvis going to have to hurry. Springer runs well, and Elvis does a good job of getting him by a half step.
Great play by Elvis, and that's knowing who the runner is, knowing what you have to do as soon as the ball, or actually before the ball hits the bat. If you have to charge it, you got to come get it and get rid of it. Elvis does that, comes in, one-hands it, comes up on the next step throwing. If he takes any bit longer, that's a single.
Well, that is out number 2. And here's Evan Gaddis, who is 0 for 1, but he has driven in the only run of the game, and he's going to plug the left center field gap. It's all the way to the wall out there. DeShields falls down, but Gaddis not going anywhere beyond second. He is in with a 2-out double. Somebody iced up the warning track out there under Delino.
Gaddis got that first pitch out over the plate and drilled it into left center field. This guy's been hotter than a firecracker the last couple of weeks. Hanging breaking ball out over the plate. Jumps right on it.
The Ranger fans remember that first matchup at Globe Life Park this year. Gaddis had struck out something like 9 or 10 straight times and didn't even play in the final game. He was in a funk to beat all funks, but that apparently is changing. He's had some good at-bats here tonight. He's at second now with 2 outs for Chris Carter. 0-1 on the foul ball. Carter a 155 average as he stands at the plate. Carter, as we mentioned, 3 home runs, all 3 of his home runs, 7 of his RBI have come in the last 10 games. Puts that pitch on the inside corner, and now he finds himself down in an 0-2 hole. With runners in scoring position this year, Carter a little bit better, about 20 points higher than his overall average. He has Gaddis out at second base with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Get the word from the Ranger clubhouse. Leonis Martin has a left wrist sprain, and he's having some precautionary x-rays done as we speak. So Delino DeShields is taking over in center field. We'll give you more information as we receive it about Leonis. 2-2 now. Carter not biting on that breaking ball. Carter over the last 3 years, we talked about all the strikeouts, but also providing the long ball. 69 home runs over the last 3 years, since 2013. That's 5th in Major League Baseball. Only David Ortiz, Mike Trout, Chris Davis, Nelly Cruz. They've had more. Miguel Cabrera. That's out of play on the first base side. We'll come back and try it again. Well, he's up with the elite home run hitters in all of baseball.
Yeah, he can hit the ball a long way, that's for sure.
And like most power hitters, he's pretty streaky. You know, when he gets hot, he might hit him in bunches. And when he's not hot, he strikes out a lot. Got him on the fists, and he fights it off foul. Evan Gaddis at second base after the 2-out double. Astros now have 4 hits against Ross Detweiler. Rangers have only managed 3 against Dallas Keuchel. Astros have the only run so far. Another 2-2 pitch is coming. Got him swinging. Good tailing fastball. Detweiler with his 5th strikeout of the night. Astros strand a runner at second base. We'll go to the 7th inning. It remains the Astros 1 and the Rangers nothing. Ford Game Ceremony showing you a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Dallas Keuchel coming as advertised here tonight. He has been on top of his game with 7 strikeouts. That ties his season high. He's allowed just 3 hits to the Rangers. He has spaced them out. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th. The Rangers have gotten runners as far as second base, but stranded them there twice. Fritz Fielder leading off for the Rangers here in the 7th inning. Fielder has grounded out to second 2 times tonight. One of them into a double play. Fritz a .351 average as he faces Keuchel leading off the 7th inning for the Rangers. Tying him up with that fastball that worked its way down toward Prince's shoe tops.
See Congress calling for that ball down and in, and that's where he got it. The ball ran back inside on Prince. Probably glad he didn't hit it.
That's one thing about Dallas Keuchel. His good sinker, he will stay in one area of the plate to it, whether it's a right-hand hitter or left-hand hitter. Sink the ball inside to a left-hander and down and away to a right-hander. And apparently he feels very confident getting it there. Prince going the other way, and he's going to have extra bases into that corner. Got that out away from him. Prince, the final, take that shot to left field, and he is aboard with a leadoff double. 3rd time tonight the Rangers have had a leadoff 2-bagger.
They're going to have to find a way to get this run across, and something tells me Adrian Beltre is going to give himself up to get that ball to the right side no matter what. He understands more than anybody how crucial this at bat is at this juncture of the game.
Grossman able to get that ball back in quickly enough to keep Fielder at second. Beltre 0 for 2. He pulls one to short. He goes way out in front of an off-speed pitch. Adrian, well, one of the few times you're going to see him appear to be a little over-anxious. I don't necessarily think that was the case. He was just off balance, but in a spot that he doesn't normally get fooled, Keuchel fooled him.
He did. He got him to swing at the pitch that he wanted him to swing at, to hit that ball to the left side and keep Prince at second base.
Well, with the other leadoff doubles, Keuchel's followed it up with a strikeout, a foul out to right field, and now a ground ball to short. Kyle Blanks, a wave and a miss at that changeup. Blanks tonight has struck out and grounded to third. I'm not sure Kyle has seen a fastball to hit.
He's
tonight.
probably not going to.
No, you wouldn't think so. No, up there, maybe. But that was just a show. Fielder out there at second. Keuchel working for his 77th pitch of the night. Line drive, but right at Valbuena. He has no play at second. Well, Valbuena picking that right off his left shoe top. Hard out number 2. Now Adam Rosales will come up.
Rangers just aren't able to catch a break. A sharply hit ball right at the third baseman. Blanks gets a fastball on the inside part of the plate, turns on it. Valbuena's on the other end of it.
The Rangers yesterday stranded 14 runners in the ball game against Oakland. They are 0 for 8 tonight in their chances with runners in scoring position. So it has not been a good stretch for the Rangers in that regard. This pitched into Adam Rosales for strike 1. Ball club coming into play tonight, hitting at just .210 with runners in scoring position. Rosales now finds himself down to the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Fielder inching his way off of second base. 0-2, Keuchel to the plate. Runs that fastball well up out of the strike zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gonzalez a strikeout in the second. A tapper over the mound off of Keichel's glove that Altuve made a great play on in the 5th inning. Batting with a tying run at second base here in the 7th. 1-2 pitch. In the dirt. Couldn't get him to offer it that changeup. 2-2. Here's the inning by inning breakdown. Dallas Keuchel remarkably consistent. Here's a guy that averages about 13.5 pitches per inning. Right at that again tonight. The 2-2 is coming. And time call. And Conger settling back in behind the dish. And Rosales will step back in with Chris Fielder getting his lead out at second base. A 1-0 Astro lead. Tapper right back to the mound, and Keuchel on to first. A Gold Glove winner from last year has done it for the 3rd time tonight. Stranded a leadoff double by a Ranger hitter. Stretch time here in Houston. 1-0 Astros. Has been almost as good as Dallas Keuchel. He has struck out 5 tonight. All manner of pitches both inside and outside. Done a masterful job working through the Astros almost 3 full times now. But he is on the short end of a 1-0 game. That 1 run coming without a base hit for the Astros in the 1st inning. 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, and a sac fly. His 5 strikeouts tie a season high for Ross here tonight. He will deal with Marwin Gonzalez to start things off, followed by Jake Marisnick and Hank Conger. Off speed and in for strike 1. Well, I think you would have to say, Mac, that Ross Detweiler has indeed built off the success he had last time against Seattle with this outing here tonight.
Oh, there's no question. This is by far his best outing of the year. He's been very consistent. He's used both sides of the plate. He's used that fastball running inside on lefties and right-handers to move him off the plate. He's come inside for a strike. He's used that changeup very effectively against right-handers, and this is by far his best outing of the year.
1-1 pitch. And that is in at the knees. A ball and 2 strikes. And, you know, something we don't talk much about, but Detweiler spent all of last year with the Nationals pitching out of the bullpen. And he admitted that coming out of there, he didn't use all of his pitches. Most relievers can't use their entire repertoire, and he didn't. And it may be a situation where you get back into competition as a starter, and you're a little rusty in your thinking and your execution of all your pitches in the right sequences.
Yeah, that's got to be tough for a pitcher to go from the bullpen and be there all year. If you're there maybe a month or 2, it may not be that big of a deal. But the entire year, and then you get back into that starting rotation, there's got to be a big change when that happens.
I think some people might scoff that and say, well, pitching is pitching. No, it's not. Not unless you're a fastball slider pitcher and that's all you ever throw no matter what. Right. Guys that rely on 4 different pitches the way that Detweiler does, you can't really afford to use those in shorter stints. He gets a good strikeout here to open up the 7th inning. He gets Marwin Gonzalez going after that tailing fastball. And that's a new season high in strikeouts for Detweiler with 6.
Big strikeout for Detweiler there. Get that leadoff hitter in the 7th inning. Get it to the bottom half of the order, the bottom third of the order. You want to get that leadoff guy out.
Endro pitch tracker showing that last pitch off the strike zone, but you got Gonzalez to go out after it. 1 out. Here's Jake Marisnick now to face Detweiler. Marisnick has grounded out twice. It tied him up with a pretty good fastball inside. 0-1. Marisnick a .371 average. This guy's hitting 7th in the order. What in the world's going on? Spread it out a little bit, and that's one of the things the Rangers have talked about. How do you lengthen out that lineup so it's solid from top to bottom? The Astros have been able to do that.
The Rangers definitely have the ability. They have the guys that can do it. They've just gotten off the slow starts, and when you've got 4 or 5 guys that fall into that same boat, that makes things very difficult.
And A.J. Hinch is seen his relatively young ball club get hot and stay hot now for the better part of 2 weeks. Marisnik chopping that pitch foul. The count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, it seems like when the Rangers have more than one guy hot, they're spread by 4 or 5 spots in the lineup. So
that makes it tough to score.
Yeah, well,
very tough.
Yeah, it makes it tough to get anything going and sustain it in the ball game. Still 1 and 2. Detweiler nearing the 100 pitch mark. Very comfortable night down here in Houston. Relatively low humidity. The roof open, so it's cool enough for that to happen. I think temperatures in the low to mid 70s. No breeze to speak of. Delightful evening. Here's the retractable roof. Another 1-2 pitch. Another foul ball. Last time out, Ross Detweiler finished with an even 100 pitches. That was the most he'd thrown in the ball game. 2 previous times in the 90s in his other 4 starts. Yeah, at the back door, and somebody put a latch on it. 2 and 2.
It rattled a little bit.
It did.
Pretty close.
Rang the back doorbell and nobody answered. Beltran across the diamond. 2 gone. Now before Hank Conger comes up, let's send it back to Dana Larson. A Mazda game break is on tap. Thank you, Dana. Hank Conger, a strikeout, a fly ball to right field. Conger takes outside for ball 1. Hank Conger brought in a trade with the Angels in the offseason. Brought him in here to share duties with Jason Castro. Castro, the primary catcher. Conger will probably catch 50 ball games or so. 2 balls and a strike. Keone Keller loosening in that Ranger bullpen. We mentioned Ross Detweiler now at 102 pitches. Season high for him. So Keller getting ready if needed. That pitch just missed a Conger. It's 3-1. Detweiler has not walked a hitter since the first inning. He walked 2 in that frame, and it cost him the only run of the game so far. Full count.
Detweiler's really settled in after that first inning, the 26-pitch first inning. Kept his pitch count down. Pitching into the 7th inning here. I love the improvement that he's made, just being able to use both sides of the plate. I think that's so huge for him.
And call strike 3. Conger caught looking and being the catcher. He didn't want to say anything to the umpire about it, so he is gone. And Detweiler, with 7 strikeouts, retires the Astros in order. After 7, 1-0 Houston. We have 3 here at Minute Maid Park after tonight, tomorrow night, and Wednesday night. Then it's on to Tampa Bay. And 4 with the Rays over the weekend. Then back home for a 4-game set with Kansas City and 3 with the Indians. That before the next off day for the Rangers. And the young Ranger fans trying to flex his muscles, get his team going. They trail 1-0 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. It'll be the bottom third of the Ranger order to face Dallas Keuchel, Robinson, Chirinos, Delano DeShields, and Jake Smolinski. Take a look at the Ford leaderboard for tonight. We'll see the opponent's slugging percentage The AL leader, Dallas Keuchel, 154 what they're hitting. Or I should say what they're slugging against them. Rangers do have 3 doubles tonight, so that's going to drastically raise that slugging percentage for Keuchel. Whatever statistic you use to measure pitching efficiency or proficiency by, Keuchel has it.
He definitely does. It just doesn't matter what stat it is. He's right there.
And the most important stat, 3-0 right now. And leading 1-0. Chirinos 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. He takes strike 2. Ross Detweiler, you know, you hate to say he should be real happy with what he's doing since he's trailing 1-0, but he ought to be happy with what he's done.
He should be happy, yes. I mean, you know, obviously he's probably done for the night, 105 pitches, but he definitely should be happy with that performance tonight.
Payoff pitch, got him swinging. Keuchel with his first strikeout since the 3rd inning, and that is number 8 for the evening. 1 gone.
With a 3-2 changeup to Chirinos. And Robbie just out in front of it a little bit.
It was going to be a called strike if he'd taken it, so what are you going to do? Well, Chirinos has punched out twice. Now here's Delino DeShields, who doubled leading off the 6th inning in his first at bat. In case you missed it, DeShields came into the ballgame for Leonis Martin, who hurt himself in the 5th inning when he was playing defensively. Went for a ball and rolled over on his left wrist. And that wrist was sprained. He has gone for precautionary x-rays, so DeShields had to come into the ballgame. 0-2 pitch to him. Now 1-2. A little over 17,500 on hand here tonight. 17,597. Houston Rockets also playing in town this evening, so that sure cut down on some of the Astro Rocket fans. Combination that if you had tickets to the Rockets game, you probably chose that playoff game over an Astro game, or maybe you split your family up. Half went to the Astros game, half went out. 2-2, the count to DeShields. Delino at 188. Former Astro organization, I should say, for DeShields. Check swing on the off-speed pitch. And the count has gone full. Delino trying to get aboard with 1 out. Jake Smolinski, the number 9 hitter, to follow. Payoff pitch on the way. Inside, ball 4. And DeShields represents the tying run now. A 1-out walk puts him aboard.
Great at bat by DeShields. Fell behind early, 0-2. A couple of tough changeups down low in the zone. He took a very close ball 4. Maybe not as close as I thought. Ran way inside. But very nice at bat. Critical at bat. In the 8th inning.
That might be a spot that Delino DeShields, who is used to coming into the ball game as a pinch runner late in the game and trying to swipe a bag. With Smolinski up there, you may want to set sail for second the first opportunity so that Jake can drive you home. Ball 1. Keuchel very adept, though, at sidestepping and rushing that delivery toward home plate. Smolinski tonight has fouled out and struck out. 0 for 2. The average currently at 128. In the dirt, and they've got DeShields now, and the throw is going to be late. And Delino got caught in no man's land, maybe on purpose. Conger threw behind him, and DeShields picked him up and said, okay, I'm going. And he beat Carter's return throw to second.
As soon as Carter caught that ball, he thought DeShields would be coming back in to second base. Or coming back into first base to slide, and turned around and saw he wasn't there. DeShields was just about at second already. With those wheels, he made it down there easily.
He scored that a wild pitch. I don't know how in the world he scored a wild pitch, but that's how it's been scored.
Wow.
So DeShields, regardless of what you scored, is at second base. Smolinski taps that next pitch foul. It is 2-1. Jake trying to pick him up. Rangers trail 1-0. Runners in scoring position. Rangers at 200 this season, 0 for 9 tonight. Second time Delano DeShields has been out there in scoring position. Altuve keeping him relatively close at second. Smolinski, a base hit to center field. Here comes DeShields. Here comes the throw from Marisnik. It's offline. The throw to second is late. DeShields scores. Smolinski drives home the tying run. It's a 1-1 ball game. Well, there's what speed does for you. Both DeShields and Smolinski.
Great base running by Smolinski. He kept going. He knew the play was going to be at the plate and saw that throw was over every cutoff man's head. And he just kept going right around first base, into second base to get himself into scoring position. A lot of times that hitter will become a spectator and watch the action that's going on. But Smolinski gets a fastball up and in the zone, dunks it into center field. Marisnik charges hard, makes a nice strong throw, but out of the way, nowhere near a cutoff man. And Smolinski saw that and kept going right on around to second base. Great heads-up play by Smolinski.
Well, DeShields scores. The Rangers finally get a hit with runners in scoring position. They're 1 for 10 now. And Brett Strahm, the pitching coach, out to take up some time, talk to Dallas Keuchel and to Hank Conger, and give the bullpen an opportunity to get heated up. There had been nobody up and throwing prior to that base hit by Jake Smolinski. Smolinski driving in his 5th run of the year. Well, now Jake at second, representing the go-ahead run. And Shin-Soo Choo in the top of the order. Coming to the plate. Choo, 1 for 3 tonight, a first inning double. And a chopper to first. That's a fair ball. Right at the bag. Carter steps on first. On to third goes Smolinski. He's there with 2 away for Elvis Andrus. Smolinski over there at third, and we apologize to our viewers at our Fox box. The information box is temporarily down. We'll get it back and running. And because it did not want to upset you, there it is. It has your feelings in it at heart. Elvis tonight 1 for 3. Elvis's base hit to right field happened in the 4th. It was the first pitch of an at-bat. And the last 2 times up, Keuchel has not given him anything on the first pitch to work with. Last time up, Elvis lined to third. There's a breaking ball that cuts the outside corner in 2. 1-1. But Dallas Keuchel now up over 100 pitches himself. 101. Go-ahead run, Jake Smolinski inching off the bag at third. 2 balls and a strike. Rangers a run on 5 hits tonight. Astros a run on 4 hits. The 2-1. Changeup just missed. 3 balls and a strike. Pat Neshek, side-arming right-handed. He was getting loose in the Astro bullpen. Elvis in a hitter's count, 3-1. 3-2. Keuchel sets, and now Elvis backs out. Conger with the signs, Keuchel ready. Payoff pitch, outside, ball 4. And there are runners at the corners, and Prince Fielder coming to the plate. That is the second walk of the game and the inning for Dallas Keuchel.
Elvis put a great at bat together against Keuchel. And after seeing him 3 or 4 times, it's his 4th time through the lineup, Elvis has a really good idea of what Keuchel's trying to do to him.
Prince Fielder takes a breaking ball that slurves off the outside corner for ball 1. Prince doubled into the left field corner his last time up. He is batting now with Smolinski at third, Andrews at first. A 1-1 ball game here in the 8th inning. Keuchel pulling the string, another breaking ball, and it's 1-1 as Prince geared up for something with a little more speed to it.
Keuchel gets in with a changeup. Prince thought about it. Couldn't hold up.
And again, Prince kind of leaning on it, but held the bat back this time. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Keuchel's probably not going to give Prince anything good to hit here in this situation. He's going to try to get him to swing at his pitch. And he's not going to give in and just say, okay, here's something good to hit.
Go ahead run down there at third base. There is a check swing on a fastball that way inside. It's 2-2.
See Prince laughing at himself on that swing there.
What happens when you're looking away, last feet away. That fastball coming in. Oh my goodness. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Popped up. Foul territory, Valbuena there to make the catch. And Keuchel minimizes the damage. The Rangers get a run to tie on a hit, and 2 are left. 7.5 in the books. Rangers 1, Astros 1.
Jake Smolinski coming through with a hit with runner in scoring position. So that turned out very well for the Rangers. They'll tied this thing up. They'll do it again tomorrow. Game 2 of this series, and it's a former Ranger against a former Astro on the mound. How about that? Scott Feldman against Wandy Rodriguez. Feldman always pitches well against his former team. We'll see how Wandy does against his. He's had 2 starts against Houston and 2 in a Rangers uniform. It's all tomorrow, and it's all presented by AT&T Uverse, guys.
All right, John, thank you. Starters flip-flopping tomorrow. An Astro and a Ranger, and a Ranger and an Astro. Well, Keone Kela has come out of the Ranger bullpen, taken over on the mound. And he is facing Robbie Grossman, leading off the bottom of the 8th inning in a 1-1 ball game. And Kela now falling behind, 2 balls, no strikes. The numbers for Keone, his 14th appearance. Came into play tonight tied for the American League lead with his 13 appearances. He fires a strike here, and it's 2-1. Got his first major league win on Saturday night. He was the pitcher of record when Rangers walked off against the Oakland A's in 10 innings. Inside, 3-1 to Grossman. So Grossman trying to get aboard to start the bottom of the 8th. The top of the order waits to be next. That's Jose Altuve in the on-deck circle. On the ground down to first. Keone Kela gets the first out as Kyle Blanks takes that ball to the bag himself. 1 out. And a very important 1 out. With Altuve hitting, you don't want to walk the leadoff man. And Kela did exactly what he was supposed to.
A big out there. Blank stayed on that ball, smothered it. He was guarding the line a little bit late in the ball game. Third base and first baseman are guarding the line so they don't let anything get by him. And Kela made a pitch when he needed to make one.
Well, now the hit leader, Jose Altuve. Altuve is 1 for 2 tonight. A double. He's also walked and scored. And he takes a belt-high strike. It is 0-1. Altuve, last time up, looked like he had a single into center field. Elvis dove, cut it off, turned it into a double play. just off the outer edge. Keone a little extra giddy up on that fastball tonight, 96 miles an hour. 1 ball, 1 strike. Echo pitch tracker showing that number 2 pitch just missed. Altuve turns on a fastball and hits it a mile into the upper deck, but well fouled. But Keone kind of a wry smile on his face. Well, I don't want to try that again.
I think he turned on that one just a little bit.
Yeah.
Fortunately, a little bit too much.
He's a little guy, but in stature only, because he generates a lot of power, like a lot of bat speed. And the pitch just a bit high. Maybe try to come in with a breaking ball. 2-2 to Altuve. Second baseman, a .364 average. Another off-speed pitch. That was pulled foul. Well, Altuve has that knack. He's an aggressive hitter who covers the strike zone extremely well. Even though he's off balance, he has great hand-eye coordination. That's incredible.
He's an incredible player. He may be the smallest guy on the field, but he's actually one of the biggest.
Yeah.
One of the biggest ones on there, offensively and defensively.
Got him on the fist. Good pitch by Keller. Ana Gonzalez takes care of his counterpart. Altuve retired, 2 gone for Luis Valbuena.
Great pitch by Keller. Altuve's looking for the fastball. Keller runs it in there. A little bit off the plate, but Altuve went for it. Got him on the handle.
Yep.
Right there on the label. Popped him up. Great pitch.
Valbuena 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of strikeouts, a fly ball to left field. Checked his swing, but the pitch in for a strike. Valbuena's previous 3 at-bats against Ross Detweiler. Detweiler, by the way, 7 innings of work, 4 hits. 1 run, it was earned. 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. A good night for the left-hander. Left of the ball game, tied at 1. Keone Keller now trying to keep it right there, give the Rangers an opportunity to take the lead in the 9th inning. The 1-1 pitch. 2-1. Valbuena in a bit of an offensive downturn. Just 2 for 11 in the just completed Seattle series for the Astros. Hits that one hard, but yanks it foul. It's now 2-2.
Buzz, were there hitters that you faced that you just knew if you threw a pitch in a certain place, they'd yank it foul and you would just do it intentionally?
Yeah. Guys, I'm trying to think of who the right-handed hitter was that I used to throw him a changeup inside on the first pitch every time at bat, and he'd hit it 600 feet, but it was foul. Before it ever left the bat, it was foul. And he never caught on. George Scott, that's who it was. Scotty get up there, he'd look at, he'd take a big old swing, and all it meant was I was ahead 1 strike. That's it. That's all it turned out. And it made him mad, I think. He got all frustrated. But yeah, there are certain hitters you can do that to. Either they don't recognize the pitch or they don't have a way to counteract it, I guess. 3-2 pitch coming. Sky to center field. Dino to Shields, ambling over to make the grab. That will do it. Keone Keller works a 1-2-3 8th inning. Astros out in order. We're going to the 9th in Houston. Rangers 1, Astros 1. Streaming sports service is celebrating 13 years. You can watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD. Get real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and a whole lot more every night on every device. Visit MLB.tv for details. Well, both starting pitchers, admirable work tonight. And now the bullpens are taking over here in the ninth inning. Chad Qualls, making his 12th appearance of the season, will work against the Rangers in the ninth inning. Qualls, the 36-year-old from Southern California, facing Adrian Beltre, who fouls off that first pitch. Qualls has come full circle in his career. He was originally drafted by the Astros back in the second round of the 2000 draft. Made his major league debut with Houston in 2004. Went to Arizona, Tampa Bay, San Diego, Philadelphia, the Yankees, Pittsburgh, Miami, and here he is back home. One ball, one strike to Beltre.
A couple of stops along the way.
Yeah. Got in some work. About 721 games coming into this year worth of work. And Beltre shoots one to left center field. That is up the alley and deep. It is off the wall. Beltre into second base with a leadoff double. Fourth time tonight the Rangers have had their leadoff man hit a two-bagger. They have yet to score one of them. Let's see if Adrian can turn that around.
AB got a nice pitch out over the middle of the plate. Drove that ball deep to the gap in left center field. A hanging breaking ball.
Yeah.
But Qualls wants that one back. Right off the bat, AB knows it's a double.
That was one of those backup sliders that backed up right in the barrel of the bat. Well, Adrian at second. Here is Kyle Blanks. Nothing in one. Blanks tonight has struck out, grounded out, and lined out. 278 the season average. Homered in back-to-back games on Friday and Saturday. He has Adrian Beltre. The go-ahead run out at second base and nobody out here in the ninth inning. Fouled away, and he's down in an 0-2 hole now to Chad Qualls. Neftali Feliz getting ready in that Rangers bullpen. Blank's a huge figure in that batter's box, wagging that bat back and forth. Qualls, not a small man himself, about 6'4" out in the mound. Nice block by Conklin. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rangers, after their leadoff doubles, the 3 previous ones, 0 for 9. You see, that's not very good.
No. No, it isn't.
Let's see if they can change that right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll try it again.
Well, the good thing about it, I always like to say, well, at least they're out there.
Yeah.
You can have some teams that don't even get guys in scoring position to even drive them in. So half the battle is there, getting the guys out there. The other half is getting them in.
That's a real half-full approach, Matt.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is.
Thank you.
That's very good.
Us hitters, we've got to kind of keep it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I do. Another 1-2 pitch is coming up. And again, Blanks with just a piece of it. Beltre back to second. Say one thing. I don't think he can throw it far enough outside that Kyle Blanks can't reach it.
No, not with those long arms. No, not at all.
That go pitch tracker showing you that number 5. That's 6 inches outside, 8 inches outside. You still get a piece of it. Ball setting in, target set outside, and a ground ball headed toward the hole. It's through for a base hit. Beltre had to hold up to make sure it got through, so he advances only to third. But Blanks with a base hit. And that 0 for 9 is gone.
Gone, just like that. So you just
got a
mention
base
it,
hit.
you talk about it, there it goes.
Blanks with his first hit of the night. Rangers now with the go-ahead run, 90 feet away with nobody out.
Gets another breaking ball out over the plate. Blank stays on it, drives it into the left field. And this is a tough part to score at with a base hit to left field because, as we said earlier, you've got the Crawford boxes in. It's only 315 down the line. So that left fielder's playing a little bit more shallow than in most ballparks. So any base hit to left field is not necessarily going to result in an RBI.
Right. Yeah, even if you're a speed burner, it's pretty tough to get a jump and score when the ball's hit out there. Brett Strom out to the mound, the pitching coach for the Astros, and he's taking instructions out there to Chad Qualls and the entire infield. Nobody throwing behind Qualls in the bullpen, so this just for informational purposes only. Rangers with runners at the corners, and Rougned Odor couldn't stand taking the whole night off. So Jeff Bannister said, go ahead and go on up there and hit for Rosales and win us a ball game right here.
I saw him down there sitting next to Banny the whole game. He was probably talking to him, telling him, please, can I play? Let me play.
Yeah, probably wore him out. Well, he's been around Elvis a lot, and I know he's picked that up because Elvis can't take days off and be around anybody. He talks your ear off.
He talks your ear off when he's playing.
The infield pulled in just in front of halfway for the Astros. And Odor going after that first pitch, fouls it straight back. Rougned did a 148 average. 3 for 6 as a pinch hitter in his less than a full year career. He's coming up on his 1-year anniversary that happened in this ballpark almost exactly a year ago. Beltre at third, Blanks at first. Nobody out in the ninth. Pop up, foul territory. Carter will run out of room. It's back 6 rows. And Odor now will have to get a new piece of lumber and be down in the count 0-2. Ruby says, hey, give me that one with a hit in it. Yeah, one of those. One of those Ranger red bats with a hit in it.
That's always the good one to have going up to the plate.
That'd be great. Go back to the bat rack and you have 3 different patterns. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. You gotta pick which one.
Double bat, single bat,
yeah,
homer bat,
whatever you need. Beltre and Blanks away from their respective bases. 0-2 the count. Got him swinging. Boy, a tough breaking ball from Qualls down and in. And Odor becomes out number 1. Robinson Chirinos now will step to the plate.
Qualls with that breaking ball down and then that back leg slider.
I think there was a little video scouting done from yesterday's game with Sonny Gray on the mound and that back foot breaking ball.
Maybe a little bit.
Pretty tough to get away with anything anymore around Major League Baseball. And it doesn't take the normal week or 2 for that information to get around.
No.
Chirinos tonight has grounded out and struck out twice. And this one skied to center field. Beltre is going to tag, but it's not very deep. He's going to try it. Maristic with a catch. Here comes Beltre. Here comes the throw. It gets by Conger. Beltre scores. Down to second goes Blanks. The Rangers take a 2-1 lead on the sacrifice fly by Robinson Chirinos. Maristic uncorked a bullet, but he overshot Conger. And the Rangers able to score on a relatively shallow sacrifice fly.
Marisnik does a good job of getting behind the ball, making the catch, coming up, throwing, but he put just a little too much on it and off the mark. And Beltre had to go in this situation. Runs are tough to come by right now. Even though that ball, you wanted it to be a little bit deeper, you had to take the chance in the 9th inning with a tie ball game.
Well, Rangers on top now, 2-1. Here's Delino DeShields taking strike 1. DeShields, since entering the ball game, 1 for 1, a double And a walk. He scored the first Ranger run in the 8th inning after he walked. Brought home by Jake Smolinski's single after a wild pitch. Advanced Delino to second base. And we understand there's a scoring change for Delino to Shields. Advance from first to second. That's a stolen base. We kind of questioned the idea of that wild pitch when it was put up there. So that has officially been recorded as a stolen base. And it looks like Neffy is ready to go. We'll probably see him out here in the bottom of the 9th. Rangers will have at least a 2-1 lead. The Shields takes it outside. The count moves to 2-1. Al Blanks at second. Blanks had a solid base hit to left following Beltre's leadoff double. And a strikeout with a pinch hitter Odor and a sacrifice fly by Chirinos, bringing home Adrian Beltre with a go-ahead run. Qualls with a 2-1 pitch. Qualls pretty basic in his approach, basically fastball slider. Throughout his career, he has never started at the major league level. All of his appearances out of the bullpen. Call strike 3, gets the punch out of the Shields. The Rangers are out of the 9th, but they score the go-ahead run. A run on 2 hits, they lead 1. It's Neftali Feliz time at Minute Maid Park. Rangers 2, Astros 1. Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By AT&T UVerse TV. UVerse has more live TV channels on the go than cable. And by your Texas Ford dealers. The EcoBoost Challenge is on at your Texas Ford dealer. Get to your best in Texas Ford dealer today. Downtown Houston, and the Rangers have their closer on hand here. That is Neftali Feliz trying to lock this one up. His 11th appearance of the year. Last time we saw Neftali, it was 2 days ago on his birthday. He was working a scoreless inning in relief. Rougned Odor taking over at second base for the Rangers. And Carlos Peguero is in right field. George Springer starting things off. He swings through a Feliz fastball. Springer will walk in 3 trips to the plate. 0 for 2 officially. He's also flied out and grounded out. Breaking ball in for a strike. 0-2.
He's going with the breaking ball down on the way. Fox track. Got it right there on the bottom. About as low as you can get for a strike.
That one just off the outer edge. A ball and 2 strikes. Springer has faced Feliz a couple of times. Has nothing to show for it. An 0 for 2. There's our Echo pitch tracker. If you like that first one so much, you thought, I'd try it again.
Smart move.
Didn't quite get it. Now the 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. High fastball. Feliz fans Springer one away.
Nice pitching by Feliz. A couple of breaking balls down on the way. Got 1 call. Then decides to put a little bit extra on it. Use that fastball up in the zone. Springer swings right through it. Big out.
Feliz trying to wade through the middle of this Astro order. Now he'll deal with Evan Gaddis. Gaddis is 1 for 2 tonight. A double. He's also driven in a run with a sacrifice fly. A lot of power in the middle of this order. Gaddis right there with Chris Carter. You don't want to make a mistake on the plate. Gaddis can kick the ball out very quickly in this ballpark. He had 2 yesterday into the Crawford boxes in left field. Feliz with a 1-0 pitch. Off the end of the bat, out toward Odor. 2 out.
Great pitch by Feliz. He pulled the string on Gaddis there a little bit. Got him out in front of it, hit it off the end of the bat.
Feliz now will deal with Chris Carter. Carter has had as much success as any Astro against Neftali Feliz. Carter's 2 for 3 with a home run. Neffy trying to close the door on the Astros, stop their 10-game winning streak dead in its tracks. Fires strike 1. Trying also to even up the season series. Houston won 2 out of 3 in Arlington back in early April. 0-1 pitch. Feliz with his 5th save opportunity this year. He has closed out 2 of the previous 4. That pitch a little bit high. It's 2-1. And now Robinson Chirinos going to go out, have a little chat with Neftali Feliz. That's the one pitch that you can get hurt on to Carter is a hanging breaking ball. You leave over the plate.
You've got to keep the ball down to him, and most of the time you don't want to let that big guy get his hands extended or his arms extended. But this is a guy, if you get it out there with enough giddy up on it like Feliz has, he has a little trouble with that.
Yep. 2-1 pitch. There is a better breaking ball. If you're going to throw it, that's where you need to throw it.
That's it. And he will swing at it. Perfect spot, got him out front, and it's a strike if he takes it.
2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Feliz to the plate. Got him looking. Ball strike 3, and that is a winner for the Rangers. Neftali Feliz with a save. Keone Kela with his 2nd big league win. And the Rangers stop the Astros' 10-game winning streak by defeating them here tonight 2-1 in the first of this 3-game series. Now, Feliz, a couple of strikeouts in a very impressive 9th inning to close out the ball game. And what a night it was for Ranger pitching. An outstanding job for Ross Detweiler. 7 good innings for Ross, just 4 hits and a run. Keone Kela, a perfect 1-2-3 8th. And coming in to close the door, Neftali Feliz with a couple of punch-outs in a 1-2-3 9th.
Feliz using that fastball, 95 miles an hour, right down the middle of the plate, bottom of the zone. Carter obviously was looking for something else, probably that breaking ball. But Feliz went with his best pitch, used it, shut the door, got the win.
Well, the Rangers, their 9th ball game of the year, and they evened the season series against the Astros at 2 games apiece. So that's got to be a good feeling for a ball club who had a rather demoralizing loss yesterday, leaving 14 men on base. Tonight, making the most out of their 7 base hits. And they got the job done, 2-1 the final. Let's go down to the field. John Radigan is standing by. John?
Yeah, with one of the guys, Buzz, that really got the job done. Preston to service Delano DeShields. You get a double the first time up. Ironically, you score after the walk your 2nd time.
Yeah, it was tough, for Leonis to come out the game. He's been playing really well for us. But, the role that I have to be ready, whenever they call my name. And, I was ready to go. And, I was just trying to put together some good at-bats for my team. Kudos, we played a hell of a game. Ross threw his butt off. gave us a chance to win the game.
Yeah, and so you walk, you steal a base, and then Jake came through for you.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we've been kind of struggling. We had many opportunities to score runs, a couple leadoff doubles. You know, but Ross, he did a good job keeping us in the game and giving us opportunity to win.
Yeah, and after a day like yesterday, when it looked very similar to what you were experiencing today, really nice to get a win like.
Yeah, it's an incredible team win, especially for, you know, what we've kind of been going through the past, I don't know, well, the whole season really. Just not coming up with clutch hits and just doing the little things. But today, like I said, it's just a great team win, and we just need to continue forward from here. Anything
extra special for you in that you were drafted by this Astros organization and to come back here and do something like this?
No, it's baseball to me. You know, I love baseball. I appreciate everything they've done for me. But, you know, I'm here now. I'm going to hope, or I'm going to help this team as much as they can win. And, you know, I know my role. So I know at the end of the day it's just a business and there's no hard feelings or nothing. But I'm just excited about, you know, getting a chance to play here, you know, at the big league, at the big league stage. And it was just a great win, or, you know, to open up the series.
Astros fans up there remembering you too, Delano. Thanks very much. We appreciate it. Boz, let's get it back up to you and Mac.
All right, John, thank you very much. Well, a very happy Delano DeShields and a very happy Ranger team as they win 2-1 tonight. We'll be back to wrap things up from Minute Maid Park, a Ranger 2-1 win. We'll be right back.